Blueface is widely disliked due to a combination of musical criticism, public controversies, and a public image that shifted away from artistry and towards spectacle. His rapping style is one of the most heavily criticized aspects of his career. Early tracks such as Respect My Crippin' featured an intentionally offbeat delivery where his vocals landed outside the instrumental's rhythm. While this became his signature style, many listeners interpreted it as a lack of technical ability rather than creative direction. As releases continued, songs like Stop Cappin' and Bleed It received similar reactions, reinforcing the idea that Blueface prioritized shock value over musical precision. Public behavior also plays a central role in why he is widely disliked. Blueface's social media presence often overshadowed his music, as he became known for live-streamed altercations, domestic disputes, and physical fights involving Krishan Rock. These incidents circulated heavily online and created a perception of instability and negativity around his image. Over time, his identity shifted from rapper to reality show personality, especially after launching Blue Girls Club on Zeus Network, which many viewers associated with exploitation and chaos rather than entertainment. Industry perception added to the negative sentiment. Blueface frequently engaged in public disputes with rappers, including Lil Baby, DDG, and several female artists. These conflicts contributed to his reputation as confrontational and unprofessional. His music also saw decreasing support. After Tatiana became his only major Billboard Hot 100 hit, his later releases failed to match its reach. Each follow-up track charted lower, streamed less, and generated weaker radio traction, reinforcing the idea that Blueface couldn't sustain momentum beyond his first breakout. The mix of offbeat rapping, public controversies, and declining musical output keeps Blueface consistently ranked among hip-hop's most disliked artists. Snoop Dogg is widely regarded as one of the most universally liked rappers, due to a combination of cultural longevity, consistent public image, and adaptability across multiple entertainment industries. His career began with immediate impact when he appeared on Dr. Dre's 1992 album The Chronic, where his distinct voice and laid-back delivery introduced a style that stood out in West Coast rap. His debut album Doggy Style, 1993, reached #1 on the Billboard 200, and tracks like Gin and Juice, Who Am I, What's My Name, and Murder Was the Case established him as a central figure in the rise of G-Funk. This early foundation created long-term respect inside hip-hop, which continued throughout each decade. A major reason for Snoop's broad approval is his ability to transition across cultural spaces without losing the identity that made him recognizable. After signing with No Limit Records in 1998, he shifted from Death Row's gangsta rap environment to a more commercially flexible sound under Master P's direction. Later eras included collaborations with Pharrell Williams on tracks like Beautiful and Drop It Like It's Hot, which introduced him to a younger, mainstream audience. These reinventions allowed him to remain relevant long after most artists from his era faded from public rotation. Snoop also gained widespread positive reception because of his presence outside music. He became a recognizable figure in film and television, appearing in productions such as Training Day, Starsky and Hutch, and multiple reality and documentary series. His work as a host, commentator, and commercial figure expanded his reach beyond hip-hop listeners. Collaborations with brands, appearances on cooking shows with Martha Stewart, and involvement in sports commentary, most notably his viral reactions during Olympic coverage, positioned him as a cross-generational personality. Another factor contributing to his positive reputation is his consistent public demeanor. Snoop's persona remains calm, humorous, and approachable, creating an image that contrasts with the controversies that affected many of his peers. His philanthropic involvement, such as founding the Snoop Youth Football League, also contributed to a perception of stability and longevity within his community. Snoop's presence across music, TV, film, and internet culture keeps him visible to every generation. His calm persona, iconic voice, and long-term consistency make him one of the most universally liked rappers in hip-hop. Machine Gun Kelly is often listed among the most disliked rappers due to criticism of his musical identity, high-profile conflicts, and inconsistent reception across both rap and rock audiences. His early work in hip-hop including projects like Lace Up and singles such as Wild Boy, earned attention but also drew criticism for repetitive flow patterns, predictable cadence choices, and a delivery that many listeners felt relied more on speed than technical depth. As his catalog grew, debates around his lyricism and artistic progression continued, especially in comparison to other rappers emerging in the 2010s. A major contributor to MGK's negative reputation is his long-standing conflict with Eminem. The feud publicly began resurfacing with MGK's 2012 tweet about Eminem's daughter and escalated years later when Eminem responded on Kamikaze in 2018. MGK released Rap Devil as a direct diss track, and while it gained viral traction, the response from hip-hop fans skewed heavily against him. Many viewed the exchange as uneven, and after Eminem released Kill Shot, MGK's standing in rap culture declined significantly. The conflict led to widespread perception that he had lost credibility as a rapper, which became an ongoing narrative attached to his name. MGK's transition from rap into pop punk further added to public criticism. His 2020 album, Tickets to My Downfall, produced with Travis Barker, reached mainstream success, but created new division. Longtime rap listeners saw the shift as abandoning the genre, while many rock fans accused him of entering a scene he didn't originate from. The shift also prompted discussions about authenticity, genre hopping, and MGK's tendency to center controversy around each release cycle. His public behavior has also influenced negative perception. Highly publicized relationship moments, viral interviews, on-stage incidents, and altercations, such as his 2021 confrontation at Louder Than Life Festival, contributed to ongoing criticism across mainstream audiences. Frequent confrontational remarks on social media and interviews reinforced the impression that MGK leans on controversy as a visibility strategy. These combined factors, ongoing disputes, questions about authenticity, and instability across genres, keep MGK positioned among the most commonly disliked artists in modern hip-hop and alternative music. Eminem is regarded as one of the most widely respected and loved rappers due to his technical skill, commercial longevity, and influence across multiple generations of hip-hop listeners. His breakthrough began with the Slim Shady LP in 1999, which introduced his multisyllabic rhyme patterns, rapid flow, and narrative-driven writing. Tracks such as My Name Is and Guilty Conscience showcased a style that combined humor, detail-oriented storytelling, and precision, helping him gain mainstream recognition. His next releases, the Marshall Mathers LP and The Eminem Show, expanded his reputation as a leading figure in rap. Songs such as Stan, The Way I Am, Without Me, and Cleaning Out My Closet demonstrated his ability to shift between personal experiences, cultural commentary, and technical demonstrations. Leaning on internal rhymes, intricate cadences, and extended metaphor sequences, he built a reputation as one of the most technically skilled lyricists in the genre. Eminem's widespread support is also connected to his commercial impact. He is one of the best-selling artists in music history, with multiple diamond-certified singles and albums. He holds consistent Billboard achievements, including one of the longest streaks of consecutive #1 debuts for a hip-hop artist. His global tours, movie appearances, such as 8 Mile, and soundtrack contributions strengthened his presence outside traditional album cycles. Public perception of Eminem remains strong because he rarely shifts away from music-driven visibility. His controversies largely came from lyrical content, not public scandals, and his technical skill continued to earn respect from both older and younger audiences. His later albums, Recovery, Kamikaze, and Music to Be Murdered By, all debuted at #1, showing sustained relevance even decades after his debut. Eminem's combination of skill, longevity, influence, and consistency keeps him positioned among the most widely loved rappers in hip-hop. 6ix9ine is consistently ranked among the most disliked rappers due to his public controversies, legal history, and confrontational presence throughout his career. His early rise in 2017 was driven by songs like Gummo, which featured distorted production, aggressive shouting vocals, and high-intensity visuals. While the track gained viral attention, listeners and critics questioned his artistry, noting his limited lyrical structure and reliance on volume and shock value rather than technique. A major factor in his negative public reputation is his legal history. In 2018, 6ix9ine was arrested on federal racketeering charges, alongside members of the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. During court proceedings, he cooperated with federal authorities, providing testimony against affiliates. This cooperation led to a significantly reduced sentence, but permanently shaped public opinion against him. In hip-hop culture, where loyalty and code of conduct norms are historically emphasized, his testimony positioned him as one of the most heavily criticized figures in modern rap. His behavior after release reinforced negative perception. Instead of stepping away from conflict, 6ix9ine continued to engage in public disputes with artists such as Meek Mill, Lil Durk, Chief Keef, and others. Many confrontations relied on provocation through social media, staged encounters, or targeted commentary, creating the impression that controversy was central to his career. His music after release, tracks like Gooba and Trolls, achieved initial streaming spikes, but declined rapidly, reflecting a mismatch between visibility and long-term support. Public incidents, including viral altercations, online trolling, and disputes with international artists, further shaped his reputation. Limited industry cooperation, such as reduced playlisting, radio support, and brand partnerships, also contributed to negative reception, as labels, platforms, and artists distanced themselves from him. These combined factors, legal controversies, public disputes, unstable output, and persistent negative press, make 6ix9ine one of the most consistently disliked rappers in modern hip-hop. Tupac Shakur is widely regarded as one of the most beloved figures in hip-hop due to the depth of his work, cultural influence, and the consistency of his message across music, film, and public life. His early career began with Digital Underground, before releasing his debut Tupacalypse Now in 1991, a project centered on social issues such as police brutality, racial profiling, poverty, and systemic inequality. Tracks like Brenda's Got a Baby and Trapped positioned him as a storyteller focused on documenting real-life conditions rather than chasing commercial trends. His early work continued with the 1995 album Me Against the World, which featured songs such as Dear Mama, Shed So Many Tears, and If I Die Tonight. The album expanded Tupac's reputation for emotional vulnerability, political awareness, and personal reflection, helping him reach a wider audience and secure critical recognition. Tupac also maintained a significant presence in film, appearing in Juice, Poetic Justice, and Above the Rim. These roles increased his visibility and helped solidify him as a cultural figure rather than strictly a recording artist. His acting performances were frequently cited as evidence of his range and impact outside music. His period at Death Row Records produced some of the most influential songs of his career. All Eyes on Me became one of the highest-selling hip-hop albums of its time, driven by tracks like California Love, Ambitions as a Rider, I Ain't Mad at Ya, and How Do You Want It. His work during this era blended political themes with mainstream appeal, resulting in long-term recognition across generations. Public perception of Tupac is shaped not only by his art, but also by the circumstances surrounding his death in 1996. The unresolved nature of the Las Vegas shooting, combined with symbolic elements tied to his Machiavelli persona, contributed to a lasting cultural mythology. His posthumous releases, such as The Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory, Changes, and Until the End of Time, continued to extend his influence years after his passing. Tupac's combination of activism, storytelling, cultural impact, and enduring presence across multiple forms of media positions him among the most widely loved and respected artists in hip-hop history. Lil Pump is often listed among the most disliked rappers due to his association with the decline of the SoundCloud rap wave, limited musical development, and significant drop in public support over time. His breakout came with Gucci Gang in 2017, a song built around repetitive phrasing, minimal lyrical content, and a short runtime aligned with streaming algorithms. While the track achieved massive commercial success, reaching the Billboard Top 3, it also became emblematic of minimal effort songwriting, leading to criticism regarding his skill level and artistic depth. His self-titled debut album and follow-up Harvard Dropout continued this style, featuring short tracks, high-energy production, and simple hooks. Songs like Ish Get It and I Love It with Kanye West and drug addicts attracted viral attention, but were often received more as internet memes than as traditional songs. Many listeners criticized the lack of progression from project to project, noting that his flows, topics, and vocal patterns remained nearly identical across releases. Career momentum declined sharply after 2019. His later singles failed to chart, and streaming numbers dropped significantly. Collaborations diminished as major artists and producers shifted away from the SoundCloud-influenced era. His attempts at rebranding, including political appearances, social media stunts, and controversial statements, generated attention but did not translate into musical resurgence. These public moments often overshadowed his work and contributed to negative perception. Public opinion was also shaped by inconsistency and impulsive branding choices. Frequent social media conflicts, unpredictable behavior, and shifts in aesthetic direction created the impression of instability. Listeners who once followed the SoundCloud wave viewed Lil Pump as a symbol of the movement's decline rather than its evolution. These combined elements, limited artistic progression, declining commercial performance, and public behavior that overshadowed the music, positioned Lil Pump among the most consistently disliked artists in modern hip-hop.